Hey guys, this is Amy with Stick with the Plan. Today we're talking about It's Private, hun. Stay right here, I'll explain. So glad you're with me today. Now, talking about It's Private, hun. Now, this comes from a story about my grandmother, Thelma. She's the one my husband Jay says I'm most like because she was just dressed up all the time, ready to go. But, last week we came to you from that view on top of that hill. I call that Bailey Hill, where my grandfather went when he was a little boy in the 30s, and he would dream about having a home up there and building that city. And, finally, about 50 years later, they got that dream. Their home was built up there, their dream home. So one day, my grandma's walking out her back door, and she notices a car sitting out there. And she said, can I help you? And a lady turned to her and said, "It's beautiful, hun." She was talking about the view. And, my grandma looked back at her and said, "It's private, hun." And that saying is stuck with me. Not all things are to be shared. Especially when she thought of that view, that was my grandmother, my grandfather's dream. That was theirs to share. And they were selective with that dream. They didn't let strangers, take that from them. They knew that, it was to be shared with special people. And they did share their home and that view with a lot of us all the time. But they needed to select those friends and those relationships. And that's what I think about our dreams, things that God's placed in our heart. They're not for everyone. The Lord reminded me, be selective, Amy, in your friends and who you're sharing, the things that I've given you in your heart. It's not for everybody. You've heard the term saying that there's no such thing as too big of dreams, just too small of minds. That's so true, isn't it? You can dream as big as God's placing them in your heart. Go ahead and imagine even greater things, because God can do all things. Just be careful who you share those dreams with. I was reading just today in Genesis 37 about Joseph, and when he started sharing those things, those dreams, it made his brothers hate him. His dad even rebuked him and said, "What, you think you're going to roll over your mother and me?" But yet it said his dad pondered those things, kept those things in his heart to see them come to pass. Even Mary, when she was given the word of the Lord, she was going to have the Son of God. She said she kept those things in her heart. She pondered those things. So we can't really broadcast everything that God's going to do. Even setting up the dream in my heart God did for this Stick with the Plan. I was reminded of my grandma saying, "It's private, hun." I didn't share everything about all God wanted to do. I shared it with someone who was close to me. I said, I think I'm supposed to do videos to help encourage people. And they said, "Now, why would you do that? You just want to get a bunch of likes on Facebook." And I thought, "Oh, no, I really think God could use me to help someone in their plan that God has for them." And I knew not to share more of my dream with them. They were a dream squasher. But other people, other ministers, other people that I knew, that were close to me and that I could speak to them, share my heart, they would share their heart. They actually encouraged me in these things. "Yeah, go do it. Don't worry about it." When I shared this with our editor, Brian, he said, "I've had a project like that in my heart for so long." He said, "Come on, let's go. Let's do it." So God's setting up people in your life to help you pursue these dreams. Now, don't be limited by any negativity around you. I believe those things in your heart, they come from God. And, Philippians chapter 1 and verse 6, it says that he who has begun a good work, who has started something in your heart, he will complete it. He will see it to the day of completion in Christ Jesus. And that's how we'll stick with the plans he has for us. So glad you were with me today. I just love hearing what God's doing in your life. This year, he has big dreams and big plans for you. I'm so excited to see all that he's going to do. Thank you for all your likes, your love, your shares, you getting this out to new people. You're part of our team. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead, subscribe, leave us a comment. If you're on Facebook, like this page, because each and every week we are bringing you a brand new video to help you stick with the plan.